Hello and welcome to Complete Sports on Alive TV. My name is Jordan, and coming up on the show today, big results across the Premier League over the weekend. Manchester United's potential takeover, Chelsea's poor run of form continues, and some transfer news all on the way. Stay there, we'll get into all of that in the next few. Welcome back. Let's kick things off by checking out some of the big results over the weekend at the English Premier League. Arsenal kicked things off with an away victory at Aston Villa. 4-2 that game ended, and it shot Mikel Arteta's men right back into the summit of the Premier League. And it was a rhythm booster, of course, for Mikel Arteta's men after that really disappointing outing against Manchester City last time out. And right now they are back at the top of the Premier League with a game at hand. Bournemouth played against Wolves and picked up all 3 points on the road as well. That game ended 1-0, and Fulham also 1-0 victors away from home at Brighton. Everton bounced right back into winning ways with a 1-0 victory against Leeds in front of their home supporters, and that confidence boost has absolutely come through for Sean Dyche and his men. Finally found themselves out of the relegation battle momentarily, and it was a stalemate. Not necessarily a stalemate, but Crystal Palace and Brentford could not find victory, either of the teams. 1-1 that game ended at Brentford. Manchester City and Nottingham Forest played out a 1-1 draw away at Nottingham Forest. Manchester City and Pep Guardiola's men were hoping to consolidate that victory at Arsenal, but a very huge stumbling block waited at Nottingham Forest. That game ended 1-1, and once again, Pep Guardiola's men have found themselves trailing Arsenal at the top of the table. And Chelsea's poor run of form continued over the weekend as well. A shocking 1-0 defeat at Southampton actually continues to cast doubt into the future of manager Graham Potter, and fans literally left the stadium booing and in very disappointing moods. Final game on Saturday saw Liverpool defeat Newcastle away from home. 2-0 that game ended, but the major talking point of that game was Nick Pope's sending off. It gave Jurgen Klopp's men the much-needed confidence boost, of course, going into the Champions League season. And that rounded up the run of fixtures for Saturday. On Sunday, we had just 2 fixtures. Manchester United continued their blistering form at Leicester City, 3-0 that game ended, and a game that saw Marcus Rashford, of course, continue his absolutely terrific run of form. Tottenham, without their manager, managed to grind out fantastic result. 2-0 that game ended. They were visited by West Ham, of course, and they are visiting Chelsea next. And this is some much needed confidence boost. And next we'll be checking out some of the big stories from across Europe. Stay there, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, and now to all we know so far about the potential takeover of Manchester United. Now, the Glazer family could end up staying at Manchester United after receiving backing from American hedge fund Elliott Investment. Now, while there are takeover bids on the table at Manchester United, the unpopular Glazer family could reportedly end up staying at Old Trafford. Now, this is what we know so far about that particular development. The American owners, who have been the subject of various protests down the years from disgruntled supporters, have opened themselves up to offers from interested parties. Now, they have, however, always been eager to point out that fresh investment in Manchester would be as welcome as complete changing of hands. Now, the bigger picture with that in mind is whether or not the sale would go through, or whether they would continue to stay at the helm of affairs at Manchester United. We'll see, and we'll keep tabs on that particular story and keep you posted. And Chelsea have had perhaps the most disappointed fans right now, and it's all due to their poor run of form under manager Graham Potter. Now, Graham Potter's future as Chelsea boss is hanging in balance, and Todd Boehly is reportedly making a decision as it stands right now. Now, the big question is to sack or not to sack, and a lot of fans are split on this one. It's certainly the one being put to Chelsea chairman Todd Boehly, who wasted no time ousting Champions League winner Thomas Tuchel for his man Graham Potter after taking over from Roman Abramovich in June 2020. Now, as things stand, Boehly has absolutely no intention of pulling the trigger and relieving Potter of his duties, despite Chelsea falling to 10th in the Premier League, a staggering 11 points behind 4th place Tottenham in the first Champions League spot, and growing frustration among the fans. Now, this weekend saw Chelsea beaten beaten at home by Premier League basement dweller Southampton, which poses the question, is Boyle right to back his man and give him the time needed to turn things around, or should he swallow his pride and say goodbye? And over to Tottenham Hotspurs now. Their manager Antonio Conte is set to miss a return to Chelsea in the Premier League next week. Now, his assistant coach Cristian Stellini has admitted he's not expected to see Conte back in the dugout for the London derby. Now, the Italian head coach is in Italy recovering after having gallbladder surgery. Now, Conte missed his side's 2-0 win against West Ham on Sunday, and Stellini thinks he will miss the Chelsea game too. And Xavi Hernandez has been a revelation for the Catalans ever since he was appointed as manager in the 2021-2022 season, helping them win the Supercopa de España last month. They are also on course to win their first La Liga title in 4 years. Now, Xavi's contract has just one more year left in it, and the club wants the former captain to remain at the helm for the foreseeable future. Good news for Barcelona fans. Now stay there, we've got some transfer news coming your way next up on Complete Sports. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Complete Sports. My name is Jordan. What's the show I've had so far? Over to some transfer news right now. Barcelona are reportedly considering signing Argentina international Angel Di Maria, who is said to be a free agent at the end of the season, according to reports. Now, Di Maria hasn't signed a contract extension with Juventus yet and has continually expressed his desire to return to his boyhood club, Rosario Central in Argentina. However, he could be tempted to sign for the Catalans and play at the top level for another season or two. And Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr makes Sergio Busquets approach. According to Fabrizio Romano, Al Nassr have approached Barcelona's Sergio Busquets about a summer transfer. Based on the tweets, the 34-year-old midfielder has attracted the attention from MLS side Inter Miami as well, and Busquets' contract at Barcelona expires this summer. And still sticking with Barcelona, a heartbreak for Barcelona fans hoping for a Lionel Messi return. Now, that may not be imminent, as his father has refuted claims the Argentine could make a fairy tale return to his former club. In response to multiple journalists at the Josep Dales El Prat airport, PSG superstar Lionel Messi's father, Jorge Messi, stated it's unlikely his son returns to Barcelona in the future. Now, he further stated about that Barcelona's offer does not match the conditions desired by Messi, and that his son still has a contract with PSG. And with that, we bring it to an end on Complete Sports today. My name is Jordan. We return tomorrow with more stories, more fixtures, and hopefully more results from the previous day. My name is Jordan. Thanks for staying with us.